Okay, boys and girls, for today's Read Out Loud, we are going to be reading The Force of Water. We also have an activity for this one, so make sure you grab your paper and your pencil. And so our activity is going to look like this. So I just wrote down a couple of questions for you guys. So just make sure to write the title of our book, and then you're going to section it off 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then these are going to be our questions. So our first question is, what type of water is found above ground in lakes and ponds? And then so that star right there is where you are going to put your answer. Number 2, the air holds water as clouds. What is this called? And then a space for your answer. Number 3, the dirt and sand carried out by water is called, and then a space for your answer. And then number 4, which is your last one, it is going to say, what jobs work on the water? So for number 4, there are 2 answers that the book gives you, so make sure you leave 2 spaces for them. So go ahead and pause the video and write down your questions. Okay, and so this is going to be our book. Our table of contents is going to include our introduction, water on the move, water as a force, flooding, water is important, conclusion, and our glossary. Introduction. Water, Earth's most important resource, is a mighty force. It covers most of Earth and is always at work changing Earth's surface. Plants, animals, and humans need water to survive, so we have to take care of the water for the good of the Earth. Water is found above ground in lakes, ponds, rivers, streams, and oceans. It is also found below ground, between rocks and sand. This water is called groundwater. The air also holds water as clouds and an invisible gas called water vapor. Water on the move. Much of the Earth's water is on the move. Water falls from clouds as rain and snow and drains into streams and rivers. The land surrounding streams and rivers is called a watershed. Streams flow into small rivers, and small rivers flow into bigger rivers. The smaller streams and rivers that flow into bigger rivers are called tributaries. Over time, much of the water that flows into streams and rivers reach the oceans. So right here we have the Mississippi watershed. How many smaller rivers flow into the larger Mississippi River? So the Mississippi River, it's going to tell you that it's the bolded blue line, and then the tributaries are going to be the light blue line. Water as a force. As water flows in rivers and streams, it picks up dirt, sand, and rocks. The dirt and the sand carried by water are called sediment. Sediment helps water carve away the land. The Grand Canyon is one of Earth's largest canyons. Over millions of years, it was carved by the fast-moving Colorado River. It shows how powerful water can be. So in our picture, that is the Grand Canyon, and it says the Grand Canyon reaches a depth of more than a mile. When water slows down, the sediment settles to the bottom of the stream or river. Deposits of sediment form new land called sandbars and deltas. Larger deltas form where big rivers meet oceans. Flooding. Sometimes massive amount of rain and snow fall to earth, causing streams and rivers to spill over their banks. The land around the streams and rivers floods when this happens. Flooding can cause a lot of damage. When the water recedes to the riverbed, the dirt carried by the flood water is left on land. Over the years, this dirt forms a floodplain. The soil of a floodplain is rich in nutrients from the river. Crops grow well in floodplains, but can be ruined when water floods the area again. Water is important. Rivers and streams have many uses besides carving land. People use rivers for swimming, boating, and fishing. People also have used rivers for thousands of years to transport goods from place to place. Today, large barges and ships move cargo over rivers. Lumber companies move logs from forests to mills over rivers. Dams built on rivers use the force of water to make electricity. Factories use millions of gallons of water each year to make the things people use. Farms use water to irrigate crops. We use water in our homes to clean and cook. How else do you use water in your home? Streams and rivers are home to many living things. People and other animals depend on streams and rivers for drinking water. Some industries and large cities dump their waste into rivers, and this waste pollutes the water. Polluted water is harmful to humans, plants, and other animals that live in the water or use it to stay alive. The world's rivers. Our conclusion. The force of water running in rivers and streams changes the shape of the land in many ways. Rivers and streams are important to humans, other animals, and plants. Rivers and streams will take care of us as long as we take care of them. And this is our glossary. So go back to your activity. And if you have to go back to the video, go ahead and then just come back to this part and we will answer the questions. So for the first question, which was, what type of water is found above ground in lakes and ponds? So the answer for that one was going to be groundwater. Number 2. The air holds water as clouds. What is this called? So your answer for that one should be water vapor. Number 3. The dirt and sand carried out by water is called sediment. And for our last one, remember we had 2 answers for this one. What jobs work on the water? So our first one was ships that move cargo over rivers, and our second one was lumber companies move logs to mills over rivers.